Hi guys. This is a video about my name change. A lot of people have been asking me, why did you change your name? What was going on to make you make that decision? Being a numerologist, and I've spent the last 13 years studying numerology, and of course I use numerology in all of my therapy sessions, and I'm pretty much, whenever I meet somebody, I'm trying to work out what their numerology is, and I'm asking them what their date of birth is, and actually analysing them on the spot. So it's become very much an ingrained part of my life, pretty much. When I went deeper last year, I went deeper into the name numerology rather than just the date of birth numerology, and it got me thinking. And about 4 or 5 months ago, I decided I was going to change my name, and it came to me quite osmotically in the end, quite naturally. The new name sort of jumped out at me once I realised what sort of aspects I was after, what I was looking for. So you obviously can't change your date of birth, all right? You were born on a certain day. There's not really much you can do about that. But there's definitely a lot that you can do about your name. Okay, you can change your complete name, the entire name, or you can just change certain aspects of your name, keep certain bits. For those of you who have been keeping track, I was Kylie Ann Blacksell, and now I'm Kylie Mikao Phoenix. So I've kept Kylie. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of detail about what that is. I'm not going to go too deep into the detail, but just give you a bit of an idea of what could happen if you changed your name. The first thing I did when I decided to change my name was, okay, I looked at my birth name, and I went, all right, well, my maiden name, is that something that I could go back to? Is that something that would actually service me? Would that allow me to have the energy, give off the certain energy that I wanted, to be able to move forward with my career and with my personal life? And when I had a closer look at my maiden name and my married name, I actually realised they were almost entirely identical with respect to their numerology. Only very, very, very subtle differences. So going back to my maiden name actually wasn't going to do me any favours. It was going to keep me stuck in the same rut. The rut that I was stuck in was it had a very, very strong emphasis on the physical body. Now that's a super handy thing to have if you are an athlete or someone who needs to know what the physical body is doing. Maybe if you're a model, if you need to be very, very conscious of what's happening with your body, what your body looks like, what your body's doing. But for someone who wants to be a healing therapist, a spiritual guide, a spiritual leader, and a writer, it's not actually something that I really want to be focusing on. What it also has the potential to do is to actually make you too conscious of your physical body, and that can create weight gain and things like that, which I think actually was happening for me because I had such a strong emphasis on the physical body my entire life. So my maiden name and my married name both have a very, very strong influence on consciousness around the physical body, and almost zero consciousness around the spiritual plane. So I was like, yeah, no, I really want to, I really wanted to lessen the influence of the physical body with respect to the rest of the influences. I also had a very, very strong effectiveness line in both my birth name and my married name. And this, yes, it makes you very effective. If you want to be a mother of 6, if you want to be a secretary, or even a secretary to a executive secretary or something like that. If you want to run a lot of people, organise a lot of people, this line is actually a pretty important line to have. I don't want to be doing that, okay? I don't want to be. It makes you super busy, super duper duper busy, and it makes you jump in and do stuff when everyone else sits back and watches. And I've actually been studying other people's numerology, their name numerology, some people that are quite close to me, and I've actually noticed that they are the same. Very, very, very effective, very, very, very busy, but not really putting any energy into their own purpose, their own direction. Unless, of course, that is what they want to do. If they want to be someone who's organising things and doing things, great. That's an excellent line to have. But I didn't really want that line to be quite so dominant in my chart. Then one of the biggest issues in both my maiden name and my married name was that I had a very, very strong influence of the active senses. So these two particular energies very dangerous if you are someone who's prone to addiction. And my numbers are naturally prone to addiction anyway. Not as much as some people, but definitely generally prone to addiction, being a 32-5. The 5s can be prone to addiction. 1s can as well. But it's it was pretty strong. My senses area was very, very strong. So I was making all of my decisions based on my senses, and I was very, very prone to addiction. And that could be addiction to the numbers made me very prone to addiction. It could be addiction to foods. Which again can make the weight come on. So this is definitely, if someone doesn't want to have that weight or those addictions to foods, you definitely need to lessen that particular area, that energy. It can also make you addicted to other things, work, sex, anything else that requires the physical senses. So really needing to feel. Okay, and needing that more than anything else, which is actually what it was doing. I actually lost my intellectual creativity and my sense of space and time when I got married, because I actually lost those numbers. And I definitely noticed that. I definitely noticed that I was less creative and I was less organised. I was more prone to be late and to not have a concept of how long things were going to take me to do, or any touch with reality, really. And those two numbers definitely influence this. Neither my birth name or my married name had any energy whatsoever or any consciousness whatsoever in my my practical organisational area, which again made me really disorganised and really struggle with following steps and processes and systems and actually getting stuff done, which was, believe me, very, very frustrating. And I'm sure some of you have also suffered that. And I also have never, until now, had any energy in my magical manifestation box. I was unable to manifest that which I could not see, manifest that with my thoughts. I didn't have a sense of that other. Until now, which is also part of the spiritual line, which is really exciting now that I've got it. Both my married name and my birth name had a destiny number of 2. The biggest, most influential number of my name was a 2, which meant that I was really focused on fixing things, interfering with other people's problems, being the peacemaker and that sort of thing, which, sounds lovely, but it wasn't really what I wanted to be doing. Okay, I wanted to actually get stuff done. And my new destiny number with this new name is actually a 4, which is fantastic because it means that I'm going to be organised, I'm going to be disciplined, and I'm going to get stuff done, which is actually what I want to do. I want to write my books. I want to do my online courses, and I want to actually deliver this stuff to you guys. The balance of the yin and yang in my energy was actually really biased in my married name and my birth name. They were both exactly 82% masculine. So for those of you who have known me for quite some time, you would have known me, and being a Scorpio as well, which is a very masculine sign, I probably have come across as very masculine. When I speak, in my movement, in my mannerisms, even in the way I write, even in the way I send text messages or record or anything like that. But now, so both in my birth name and my married name, 82%, and now it is down to 59%. So I've got a lot more even masculine and feminine energy in my name, which I'm already noticing big time. I now have a very, very strong intellectual, creative, communication triple line. So those 3 lines are very, very strong. They are the strongest lines in my chart now. I have a full house, which means every single box is filled, which means my consciousness is spread across all of the boxes, which means I'm conscious of all of the skills that I could draw upon. I now have the those 2 numbers that were completely empty and that were always empty my entire life. So I'm now a lot more organised, a lot more practical, a lot more of a doer in the way of getting stuff done, and able to cope with systems and processes. And I'm also now able to manifest that which I can't see. So that magical manifestation of which is really cool. I now have the second strongest set of lines is my emotional spirituality lines, and that's really exciting as well. I never had a spirituality line before. It was pretty much vacant or broken. And that is allowing me to open up to all of this spiritual healing that I would really like to do as well. And of course, my destiny number is now 4. So, and that's just looking and not giving you all the details of what the picture looks like, but it's pretty big. So I've gone from being someone who's really obsessed with their physical body and with the senses and fixing everybody's problems and being over busy doing stuff for everybody else, to someone who is an intellectual, creative communicator with emotional spirituality and a lot more femininity. And a lot more capacity to focus and get stuff done. So, and already I'm noticing it. I actually made myself a numerological experiment by changing my name, and it only happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago officially. Got my new license and everything, and I can already see the difference. I can see a massive difference in the way I'm approaching things, in how I'm presenting myself, and where my energy is focused. So if you're, and I will be creating a full online request form for this, so that you can actually really focus on what it is that you don't want too much of, and what you do want more of, what you're noticing in your life that's not working for you, and where you want to go, what your focus wants to be. As I said, if you want to be an athlete, there's certain energies that you would want to have in your name. If you want to lose weight, there's certain energies you don't want to have in your name. If you're an addict, again, same sort of situation. If you want to be a writer, there's a very specific formula of energies that you really want. And I actually studied famous writers and looked at their numerology, and they have a pattern. Most of them have a really strong pattern, which is similar to the pattern that I now have. If you want to be a spiritual leader, again, that would be in a different area. An administrator, again. So have a real think about what you would like more of and what you'd like less of, and what kind of person you want to be, what you actually want to achieve in your life. And then over the next sort of 6 months, I'll be creating an online request form, so you can actually get a suggestion on what you could do to actually manifest that by changing your name. So I hope you found that interesting. Something food for thought, and please let me know what you think about the video and the discoveries that I've made, or maybe thoughts about what you would like to do. Okay, talk to you later. Bye bye.